Hey guys, welcome back. So continuing from our last video, in this video we will be developing the front end part of inserting the marks and viewing the marks of a student. Okay, so this will be a GUI that we have planned. In this GUI we see we are having three sections. The first section consists of roll number searching, second section consists of entering subject code, maximum marks and marks obtained and inserting it, and the third section consists of viewing the marks of the student. Okay, so before starting this, first of all let us quickly recap the database tables that we'll be needing to develop this one. So we'll be needing one table, master underscore student info, in which we'll be having roll number. This roll number will be searched, and this roll number field will provide us some ID, which ID will be searched in student marks from stu underscore ID, of which we'll be having the maximum marks and marks obtained to view the data of that particular student. So student ID in this table, that is sm underscore ID, we will be getting it from roll number field, and then as it is a primary key over here and acting as foreign key over here, so we'll be searching the marks of the student correspondingly on the basis of this student ID that we fetch from this table. Okay, next thing that we will be needing is, because we need to print what subjects we need, so we'll be having master underscore subjects table, where we'll be having subject code, subject name, that is, this is a pre-filled data. We have already filled the data, some data entries into this table, so that we'll be using it. And again here ID is the primary and is acting foreign in sub underscore ID field in the student underscore marks table. So this will be the database communication happening between the multiple tables, and now we'll be starting with the design. So let us design the first section of this, where we need a roll number label, a roll number text box, and a search field. So let's quickly start. I'm already having the emptied this one, so let's start off with this. We need a div class row. We'll divide it into three parts: div class call md. Label I'll be just keeping it as 1, and I'll be saying label will be as roll number. Next, div class call md, let's keep it as 4. You can keep it according to your design. So we need an input box over here as text, because we'll be taking roll number, and roll numbers are normally integer type, so I'll be using type as number. I'll be calling it as roll number name, and ID also I'll be needing. Well, we'll be marking it as required also. Right, so we're done with this, and then we need div class call md. You can keep it 1, you can keep it 2. We'll see the design and we'll change it if I feel it like changing. So input type is equal to button, and name you can give it any as search. Value that I need to print is search, and right now, till now, we can do this. So let's see what happens. Right, so our design says that this is a bit bigger, so we'll increase it, and let's see, make it 6. Okay, nothing's happening, so just increase the width of this. Okay, do one thing, use a class over here as form control, so inherently it will take it and accordingly it will react. Okay, another thing that we need as per our design is something written in a placeholder. So enter roll number, something like this. You can write it over here just to ensure that your user know what he's supposed to do. So this is our first section, so that we need to design. So the second section looks like I need here enter subject code and then some input box, some maximum marks obtained, and all these are disabled initially. Okay, so this one is closed. Yeah, dev class row. Let's quickly use this table portion over here and we'll write something like subject code. Then I need box anyways. So we see we need to divide it into 4 parts. I have taken 1 and these will be okay. So let's take it as 3, this 4 and 4 as maximum you can take in a row is 12. So I'll keep it as 3 and type number, no, I'll be taking it as text. Name, I'll be giving it as sub underscore code. ID, I'll give it as again sub underscore code. It will be a required field and I'll be having enter subject code. Okay, so this is done. Another div, you will be needing 2 more divs over here. So this will be of 4 and this will be of 4. 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 gives you 12. You will be needing it as number because maximum marks field will be anyways number. Name will be max underscore marks. You can take it as max underscore marks. Enter max marks. Needing it as number, already you're having it this as number. Marks ID again you will be needing, and we are done with this one, I think so. Let's see what has been created. Okay, almost done. Just either you can add padding over here or you can directly enter an empty div with some break. Like this, and this is done. One more thing is left with this one is you need a insert marks. So insert marks, when this div is over here, this div is over here. So we add one more div with class call b12. We'll cover the whole space. We'll add an input type is equal to button. Right, name of this button you can add insert. ID you can give it as insert. You don't need IDs for these buttons until unless you're using them in jQuery. Value is equal to insert, right. And class you will be needing. Class you can go for btn success. So you're almost done. Only thing is you need to align it center, so we can directly say align center. Just add a few break or padding. Okay, sorry, not here. You need to add it over here. You can add it over here. So we are having insert. you want to increase the size, either you can use form control or you can directly add a width in a style. And add, let's try and use form control first. Let's see whether the width is increased. It's a lot of width. I don't want so much big width. So anyways, I'll control it using style. I'll just style width is equal to, let's say, 40 pixel. 40 pixel will be too small. 150 pixel, or accordingly you can change it. Okay, fine. So we are done with this portion also. And the next section that you need to create is this table with these fields: the serial name, student name, stream, subject code, subject name, maximum marks, and so on. So let's create this section quickly. Dev class. So and dev class box. Now you need a table tag. Table, choose class as table responsive. These are bootstrap by default classes, so you don't have to worry about them. Just use them directly and remember wherever whatever you want to use. Next you need is a t head, and t head you will be having some th. One is serial number, another one is student name, then you will be needing stream. After stream you will be needing subject code, and when you're done with t head you will be needing t body. Keep this t body empty and just this. Let's see what happens now. Okay, something has covered our insert. Why so? Okay, div class. So maybe now it's okay. Yeah, we can add one more break after this. So anyways, it's not working, so we'll keep it like this now. Okay, so we are done with the design that we saw over here, more or less. Okay, now next thing that we want is, there are two portions of this working. One is when you enter this roll number and click on this search field, you should be having something over here. And another one thing was ki these were disabled. So first of all, let's disable all these fields. So we were having enter subject code as disabled, so I'll just add disabled over here. I'll just add disabled over here, and this will be marks obtained. So marks obtained, change it, marks obtained. just add disabled over here. So these are disabled now. Now what we need is 2-3 things to happen. One, on this click search, these all should get enabled. Two, in this enter subject code feed, we should be having a data list where there will be a feature of searching the subject codes from which the user entering the marks of that particular subject should choose a correct subject code so that there are no mismatches into the database. And third one is, if the data of the student is present of this particular roll number, it should be available for view in this particular table. These three things have to be done over here. Okay, so in this video we'll be doing two things. One is filling this particular subject code with the data list. There are multiple data lists, and before that let's do one more thing. Just first of all, create a jQuery function for this search and enable all these things. So we'll do that first, and then we'll be seeing what data list I'm talking about. So on click, where is search my button? This is my search button. On click, I want to load some data, so I'll be just creating a load data. You can name any function you want. And where are my scripts? Here are. So below these scripts I'll be using a jQuery script. So script function load data. Okay, so on this load data, what I want actually is to enable all these things. Either you can choose one by one, and because there are no other input fields over here, so we'll enable this in all the input fields at once. So there is one more thing left. Yeah, this button also has to be disabled, otherwise it will be an issue. So yeah, my button is also disabled. Fine. So to enable all the fields all together, I can directly use the input tag, because all inputs whatever on this page are available, I want to open them all, and I can set the property disabled as false. So let's see if it works or not. So I'll do some search and it gets enabled. You can see once more, right? So this is working. Now on opening this, when it gets enabled and I'm able to insert, whenever I type in something, it should give me hint. For that you need the data list. So two things that you need to keep in mind. One thing is that this subject code has to come from database, obviously, and this one is this table, that is master subjects table. So on clicking this search field, there should be a ajax function that should be called, and in that ajax function you should be calling the data from this database, that is the subject code, subject's name and ID. You need all the three things, because this ID will be the one that will be going into the student underscore marks. So this student subject ID will be stored here, so you need that ID also to display to the users, because ID should not be displayed to the user. To display the user, you should be having the subject codes and subject name. So to do this, there are multiple data lists. I normally preferably use jQuery Flex data list, open source project. You can use it without any hassle. So this one is the link available, projects.sergiodins/flex data list. You can directly search jQuery Flex data list on Google and you will be able to find out. Installation is quite easy. You can download the zip file, store the zip file in your project folder. So you can download it, and after downloading it, you can store it in your project folder. The folder will be containing multiple files, right? And the instructions of installation are given below, so you can directly see. It says you need to include the CSS file. So let me include the CSS file. And I'll add the CSS file over here after all the heads are done. another thing that I need to do is I need the script also to be done, added. So it says part to jQuery. From my current location, I can find out I'm sorry, I can find out this jQuery flex data list min.js as here, because my project is in pages, so I have to get back one directory into this one. So it will be simply dot dot backslash to get back to the directory, and in that the folder name I'm having is jQuery flex data list 2.2.1. let's copy it, it will be more safer for me. Rename, so it will be like this. Okay, and I need the script also, so let's add the script below my all the scripts, and my all the scripts are here included in through a script. Again the same thing, I need copy the name again, dot dot backslash to get back to the directory, and we are done with the installation part of the script. Now both the files are included properly. Now how to use it, the examples actually show how to use it. If you see a simple data list over here, is you type in something and you will be getting data accordingly. So it shows what HTML portion you need, and it shows what JavaScript portion you need. Specifically what I'll be needing is something like this, I hope so. Yeah, something like this. So in here, if you see the HTML portion, it says input type text, placeholder, whatever you want to write, class, you need to use flex data list, data file, whatever my data file will be. I won't be using this one because I'll be calling it through an AJAX file, not having a static, it will be changing runtime. Data search in field, from which field you want to search the data, data visible properties, what are the data that will be shown to the user. For example, I'm typing in here, so I'll be able to see India, New Delhi and Asia, right? And similarly Indonesia, Jakarta and Asia, and these three things. In our case, I'll be showing subject code, that is 3IT1A, and subject name electronic devices and circuits, where it is, yeah. So we'll be needing this. Data selection required has to be true, data minimum length has to be 1, any name that you want to give, and the JavaScript portion is something like this, where you will be having this one, right? Minimum length, selection required is equal to true, visible properties, the same things almost, right? So we'll be using this one. So you can explore it for multiple options that you want and use it accordingly. Okay, so we'll just copy this one because we already having this, so we'll choose this, and where I need to replace it is this one. So I'll change this one, or I can keep it for a while so that I can copy the names and IDs. So class I am having, instead of country name, my placeholder was enter subject code, so I'll use this as enter subject code. Data file I won't be needing, so anyways I'll remove it for a while. Data search in field will be adding properties. So properties will be the name of the fields of the database table. So I need to show sub underscore code and sub underscore name. So I'll be writing sub underscore code and sub underscore name. I don't have any third field to be shown, so I'll use it like this. I don't think this one is the one that I need. Okay, this one is the one where I'll be needing a data value property ID also. So let me copy this one. not much of a change, only this field that I will be needing one more, because I need data value as different and data visible properties as different. So data value, I am having ID itself, so I won't be changing it. It is ID. Data selection required is true. Name I've chosen earlier as sub underscore code, so I'll keep with sub underscore code. ID, I will be needing it, so I will be giving it an ID anyways. So, and class you can keep form control as well if you want. So I just want form control over here. Okay, so this is done with as far as the input type box is concerned. Next is the JavaScript. I want it to get load when this function is called, so I'll copy the JavaScript that is given to me over here. Right, minimum length is this. Text property, again I need sub underscore code and sub underscore name. I don't need continent, so I'll remove it. Value property is ID. These things are repeated, so sub underscore name, I will copy it as this, remove this one. Data I need to get through a PHP page, so I'll be giving it the name of the PHP page, and I'll be giving it the name as ajax underscore sub underscore code dot php. Right, this will be my data file, and I've already coded the file over here. Right, so I'm having, I don't know why this is here, don't need this one, so I'll remove this roll number. There is simple query: select star from master subjects, get the data and throw the data in a JSON encoded file. This is not much of a havoc. We have already done all these things in our past videos. So what will happen, we'll be having the data back into this, and it should be displayed over here properly. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, we have removed the disabled function, disabled field rather, from this one. Yeah, disabled has been somewhere disabled. Okay, so okay, right, so I'll type 1 2 3 4, I'll say search, and if it works, no it doesn't, never works in the first time. There are some errors, cannot read the property 0 of undefined. Okay, so I'll check the error and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, there was nothing much, we just forgot to add the data searching field, so we'll add this one and let's search in something. Right, so we are having the searching that we wanted, so the whole list is coming accordingly, all the subject codes. Mind you, we have mentioned over here that subject code has to be searched and not the subject name, so if you type in something like subject name, it won't be happening, only has to be searched by the subject code and shown over here. And when you select this, the user will be having an impact that it has selected this, but at the back end the system will be using the field ID of this to send back to this particular table when we'll be writing the query for that. So just a quick recap, we designed the whole system, we designed the whole GUI rather, then we went back for creating our data list. In this data list, we installed it using a zip file where we stored it into our project folder. Then we used input type text placeholder where all these things, all these properties were used. Data search in property to search the data list, data visit properties, whatever has to be shown to the user. Data selection required has to be true anyways. Value property, that is to be set when something is selected, text property again that has to be shown, then name and data minimum length. Adding the JavaScript below the flex data list script file, that where same things are there also, text property, value property, selection required. In the data, we used a PHP file where we coded it accordingly that it returns me everything that is available in the master subject table and throw it back into a row array which we have converted into a JSON, and this JSON is fetched over here and filled into this particular data list. So this is whole procedure where we were supposed to design this. So in the next video, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing two things. One is inserting this data into the database table, master underscore student underscore marks, and viewing the data at the same time. These two things has to be done by us. These two things we'll be doing in our next video. Thank you very much for watching.